Broadway, an endless field along it. It's hard to believe all what happened in this land. I'm going where I still can meet the past. There, where I can see our history. The things the castles live. Brody, Starokostiantyniv. Since childhood, I have heard from my parents that they met looking at each other from different castles. Mother was looking from her native Brody castle, and father from the castle of Ostrog that is in Starokostiantyniv, in his motherland. The legend remained in the child's memory for a long time, and I had a strong desire to see the fabulous fortresses with my own eyes. And here I am, in this land about which I heard many stories from my parents. All the ways led to the town of Brody, and there is no wonder, as it was one of the biggest Austria-Hungary commercial centres in the past. Merchants of many nationalities were invited for the construction of the town, so appeared the ideal town fortress where all the streets were parallel and perpendicular. The town had been developing during a long time. And here it is, Brody Castle. It impresses by its size. The local people say that from the beginning they were constructed from brick and stone, much more casemates, 75. I wonder how much they have changed for the centuries. They served before for the deployment of armed forces, ammunition and food provision depot, etc. And nowadays, these stones are hardly supporting the construction's facade. Noisy youth companies gather at this place, but unfortunately they attribute to the castle some other historical meaning. Nevertheless, a special spirit of those times still reigns here. For example, the white stone portal of one of the casemates built in Renaissance style gives the idea which other casemates were like. It is known the casemates did not perform defensive role. The castle consisted of 5 bastions and ramparts. There was a moat filled with water. How strange it may seem, the castle is not a central building in the town. It makes an impression of being a separate little town making a part of Brody. This pentagon was built according to the architectural design of Boplan and Andrea del Acco and Stanisław Koniecpolski's order, the former owner of the town. Wandering by the paths of the castle according to mother's advice, I'm coming up to the main building of the fortress, Potocki's palace. In the 18th century, Stanisław Potocki built a residence in Baroque style. They say he constructed a 2-storied stone building in his daughter's honor named Theophilia. Thereafter, the palace had many other owners. But special respect and care to the castle was shown by Jadwiga Rzeszczewska, who gave it new life before the World War I due to family collections of furniture and portraits of outstanding personalities. The castle was on fire during the war and later it was renovated. There is an educational institution here and also it contains exhibition halls of local history museum, but unfortunately it is not enough. There have not been performed any restoration works for a long time, which could give prosperity to Brody Castle and bring it to the other life it deserves. Well, Sir Castle, I should leave you. With such amazing past, the future should not be worse. Furthermore, there is such examples. There are Potocki residents scattered all over Ukraine, As you see, they have been taken care of and now they have become tourist favourites. So, I think it is the time for renovation. On a new day, I'm at a new place. And I feel father's stories getting little by little alive. Nowadays, Starokostiantyniv cannot be compared with that of the 16th century. The confluence of two rivers, the Sluch and the Ikput, in such a mysterious place, a monument of no less singularity is located, the castle of Ostrog. Simultaneously with the construction of the town, the castle was built during 10 years. Prince Konstantin Vasil Konstantinovich Ostrogski began the construction in 1561. Despite one of the largest territories among the castle of Volhynia, the area of this castle was not developed. It is known that the original look of the castle was different from the state of the fortification nowadays. From the very beginning, the castle was made up of stone tower and the palace where the owners lived. Along the perimeter, there were wooden fortifications with towers which served as a defense. As for the entrance town, it was different, being two-storied and made from stone. To get to the tower across the river, a drawbridge was built. In fact, the castle was never conquered. Coming to the yard, the owner passed further to his room. At this very place, Vasil Konstantin made important decisions. He was one of the richest and the most powerful magnates of Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Moreover, he became a prominent patron of culture and science. He also was standing here admiring the landscape opening from the picturesque windows. They say that the substance framing the windows was a component of typographic alloy. To confirm my guess, I have found one more little-known fact that one of the guests of the town in 1576 was Ivan Fedorov. So, it appears that there could be a workshop here where books were written and printed. Now I understand father's admiration for these places. The fortress was a real home for the prince, and I became sure again having noticed an additional building of the church close to the castle. Why? Vasil Konstantin Ostrogski was a devotee of orthodoxy. Moreover, he was tolerant to other religions. It turned out the Trinity Church is not an additional building, it was built before the castle. In the 18th century, the church was covered in new frescoes, with blue as the main colour, so the great number of the 16th century paintings remained under the layer of the colour. Some people say that such brown volutes are painted water resources in heaven. And this is the Ostrogski's emblem, octagonal star encircled by the half-moon. It is hard to imagine how many frescoes and icons of that time remain unknown for us. So, such a spiritual and great place in such a little town caught my breath. I wish I had lived in the 16th century to be able to see the castle in all its beauty. Still, why not? If we want to see it as it was several centuries ago, we need only to make some effort and the beautiful castle will arise in all its greatness. It is clear now why love united my parents in these places. Brody Castle fascinates by its mystery, the castle of Ostrog charms by its beauty, and I am coming back home to make my parents happy, telling them my legends.